This is ARay with Team Dynamic Discs, and today I'm going to show you what I have in my bag. First of all, I want to show you the brand new Dynamic Disc backpack cart. We've co-branded with Zuka. I have the cart here with my Commander bag inside the cart, and I'm one of those guys that throws a lot of discs. So I also have, attached to the back, the old school sniper bag from Dynamic Discs. You gotta have one of those. You gotta be an old school guy to have one of those. But I'm gonna show you everything that I have in my bag and what I throw. And we'll start with the drivers. I use the Ballista. I have a Team Stamp Snow Ballista, a Deco Dye Sake Bomb Ballista, and a Gold Line Ballista. All of these are for my long distance shots, different stabilities, different levels of broken in as they are. And then I have two Dynamic Disc Defenders, a Biofusion Defender and a Fusion Defender. These work great for a disc that has a lot of glide, but you can still throw it in heavy winds and still have a lot of predictability with it. Great long distance drivers. Have a couple of other specialty long distance drivers. I use the Westside Queen. This is a TP Queen for my long distance rollers. I throw lots of rollers, so you'll see that as it comes up in my ITB. And I'll use a lot of rollers. The Queen is a great disc for a long distance power roller. I also use a Lat 64 Frost Bolt for my long distance Anheuser turnover shots, long distance turnover and hold shots. I'm going to use this. And then I have, of course, you can't go anywhere without your Dynamic Disc Enforcer. This is a Biofusion Enforcer. Anything Spike Hyzer, anything I need to get finished hard left, and anything that is going to go up and over the top, I'm going with my Dynamic Disc Enforcer. Going on to the Fairway, my favorite disc of all is the Dynamic Disc Escape. I have 3 escapes in my bag right now. This is a Fusion Escape. It's beat in pretty nicely. It will flip up and turn to the right a little bit before it comes back. I use this a lot in the woods. I have a Fluid Moonshine Escape. This Flumu Escape is a dead straight animal, and I can use it in the woods or out in the open area because I know what it's gonna do. And then the Fluid Escape, Fluid is a little bit more stable than the other two, so it'll go straight and finish a little bit to the left at the end. I love my escapes. You'll see I throw the escape off the tee more than any other disc. In the Fairway, I also have a couple of stables I use. This is the Westside Hatchet. One thing I love about the Westside understables is that they have a great tendency to go straight and then turn over late in flight. And that's one of the things I love about the Westside understables. So I have 2 tournament plastic Westside hatchets, different levels of being broken in. This one here I can throw flat, and it's really more of a roller. If I throw it on a slight hyzer, it will turn to the right. This one here is one that I'll throw straight. It'll go straight and then finish hard right. Good disc there. Also in the Fairway, I have, for a little bit more stability when I need a fairway driver, I use the Westside Long Bowman. This is primarily my sidearm disc because it's not quite as straight as an escape, a little bit more overstable than that, but it's something I can get a little power behind and throw with a little control. And then you don't go anywhere without your Dynamic Disc Felon. This is a Biofusion Felon, and it's very predictable, very good in the wind, and very good in all situations, basically. Felon, very predictable disc for hyzers, spike hyzers. Anything that's not 300 feet, past 300 feet is going to work well for you. Moving on to the mid-ranges. Love my mid-ranges. I have 3 Dynamic Disc Truths. This is EMAC Truth. This Fusion. This is my straight flyer. This one is a max weight EMAC Truth. It has a little more stability than that. It'll fly straight but then finish left at the end. And this is an old school Truth that flies like an EMAC. It's a Biofusion, but it flies like an EMAC, and it's going to turn a little bit before it comes back to the and gives me a nice S flight. So 3 Truths, they do a great job for me. I also have 2 Dynamic Disc Evidences. The evidence is the slightly understable truth, is what I would call it. feels exactly like the Truth. What I love about the DD lineup of mid-ranges is they feel pretty much the same, just a little bit different flight. So this Fusion Evidence is the one I'll throw straight out. It's gonna have that slow turn to the right. And I have a Lava Evidence. It's a little bit more stable than this one, so it'll give that slow turn to the right, but it'll come back a little bit at the end. I also have, for tight wood shots, a West Side disc Terces. I told you earlier, I like the fact that the West Side understables turn late in the flight, and that's what this Terces will do. And I also use this Terces as my mid-range roller disc, so I use it for the rollers. My get out of trouble mid, although it's technically said as a fairway driver, but it's only a speed 5, is the Gold Line Trident by Latitude 64. A little bit of stability, but feels like a fairway driver. But I use that when I'm trying to get out of trouble, when I'm trying to scramble. You'll see me pull out my Trident for a little help. And moving on to putters, they're in the back here in the small bag. If you know me, you know how much I love the Warden. My putting putter is the classic Warden. I like the firm plastic for the grip, for the way it flies, the way it hits the chains. I'm a push putter or loft putter, so we tend to use the classic plastic because it goes straight and it drops real controllably. Love my Wardens. I also throw the Warden. I love to throw them, so I have every plastic that I throw with. The Blend Warden is my primary thrower down tight tunnels, fairways, anything that's going to be 260, 270 and under. I'm looking to throw this because I can throw this on a dead straight line anytime I want to. The Fluid Warden is the one I use when I need a little bit more stability than the Blend Warden. Again, it's a throwing putter, but again, 260, 270 and in. I'm going with that if I need a straight line. And if I need it to hold up because there's a little bit of breeze, I'm going to use the Fluid one. And then my approach disc is the Soft Warden. You can tell I love my Wardens. I use the Softy, and you can see how beat up this one is, but I'll never get rid of it because as warped as it may be, I know exactly what it's gonna do when it hits the ground, how it's gonna settle on the ground as I'm approaching the shot. And I have two other discs that I use for specialty situations and control. The West Side Swan is for tight wooded putter shots. If I wanna use them, it's gonna be a little bit more understable. I use the West Side Swan, probably soon to be replaced by the DD Deputy when it is released. But for now, I'm using the West Side Swan for those tight wooded shots. And then our brand new overstable putter, I love to throw, the Dynamic Disc Blend Slammer. It is a great disc, very predictable. You know what it's gonna do. You can get behind it and not have to worry about what's gonna happen. So, I'm ARay, and that's what's in my bag. Go to dynamicdisc.com for more information about what we do in our company, Dynamic Disc.